off that topic, there was a somber topic. We got to kind of perk up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, we can get to this next topic. Vince McMahon has slowly, Vince McMahon has come back. He kind of bullied his way back into the office with the board of directors, and everybody said, well, he's not in his office yet. They don't mean nothing. But we all knew that was false. We all knew that. Come on, really? So now they're saying he's in his office a little bit more now, and now they're even saying like, he's been going to AAA giving suggestions, and you know what they're about to turn into, right?
Oh,
the suggestions about to turn into
demands.
Yeah. So Vince comes back. He pretty much bring 2 people with him and say, they gonna be on the board of directors. 3 people off the board of directors leaves when he's hired back. Stephanie steps down immediately once he come back, which there's been reports that there's been a power struggle. Like Stephanie and Triple H don't want them to sell the company.
I mean, that's a family heirloom.
Yeah, and Vince wants to sell it. So it's been like a kind of like a power struggle. So to me, it's no coincidence when Vince got, because you can kind of see it too. And if you've been listening like Cornette, they've been breaking this stuff down. You can see it. As soon as Vince comes back, Stephanie steps down immediately. We all know why.
Yeah,
we're not stupid. And so yeah, I've been hearing it's a power struggle with them, and with this WWE sale. I want to say last week it was rumored that they sold to the Saudi Arabia, and now Nick Khan come out and said that's false. They haven't. They were on a list of potential buyers, but they haven't done anything yet.
I'm so happy. That was false, man.
Yeah.
It was like a dark cloud hung over everybody when we first got the news. That was gonna be, and I mean, with all due respect, look. You can have your own views, but that country, as far as the views that they have to control a company like WWE, would have been. We would have been watching a DVD down the road produced by Tony Khan, The Rise and Fall of WWE.
It's catastrophic.
Yeah, we would have been watching that.
It's catastrophic of what Vince would have did. They would have gave it to Saudi Arabia. Like, what irresponsibility is that? Like, number one, to me, you don't have to sell the company.
No.
But as I was explaining to you about what UFC did, right? So, UFC got bought out by the Fratelli brothers, right? Mm-hmm. So, and like in the early 90s, someone owned, I forget the dude's name. I forget his name. I used to know his name. But, in the early 90s, UFC really wasn't turning that much of a profit. It was more like a spectacle. Mm-hmm. And so he sold it to the Fratelli brothers. And the brothers hired a guy named Dana White, who was a boxing promoter. And in the early 2000s, Dana White had a concept with a show called The Ultimate Fighter. But they had no one to pick up the show. So Spike TV picked it up. And Dana White and UFC was so smart and said, hey, how about y'all put the Ultimate Fighter on after Raw on TNN? And they said, okay. Spike TV said, that's a great idea. So Dana White came up with that idea. The Ultimate Fighter comes on after WWE. The Ultimate Fighter blows up. And in return, the UFC blows up. And it becomes this mega multi-million-dollar pay-per-view company, what WWE was in the early 90s. UFC becomes in the 2000s.
Yep.
So they make a lot of money, and the brothers sold it to a entertainment company. Now I used to know the name of the entertainment company, Endeavor Entertainment. And so the brothers sold UFC to Endeavor. And they kept Dana White on as a matchmaker. And they bought, and I think the brothers got it for like 1 point something billion. But yeah. But they kept Dana White as the matchmaker and the president of UFC. But you see what I'm saying though?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. I mean, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like
Fertitta, that's his name.
Yeah,
Fertitta brothers. They sold like they got like billions of dollars for it.
The thing is, man, I just think it's been in the family. Like Vince Sr. set this up for Vince Jr. To take over, which we always thought it would be either Shane McMahon or Stephanie McMahon taking over. In recent years, maybe even Triple H. But to take it out the family, and to give it just to somebody else just because you can't do nothing else with it, to me, that's very selfish.
Petty.
That's petty. That's greedy. Because nobody, and I know Vince is not stupid. He got ears everywhere, eyes and ears everywhere. I know he knows the wrestling world basically shouted when we found out he was done because he was out of touch. And it's just like an old artist that sticks around, that doesn't want to evolve with the times, or that one football player that won't retire. I won't say his name. The one basketball player that want to come back for one more round and tarnish his legacy. Sorry, Jordan. Brady.
There you go.
Said his name.
There you go.
But I mean, nah, Jordan's legacy still strong. Brady, you still tarnishing yours.
Really?
But that's a whole nother podcast. I just think
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm talking smack. Sorry. I just think, man, you have to know when to let it go.
Yeah.
You have to know when to be a man and gracefully bow out. Like, you've made your coins, go home, enjoy the fruit of your labor. What, he's 77? It's like the stresses of being on the road, the stresses of dealing with the day-to-day operations. It comes a point in time where you have to just relax and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But he the type, he really want to work himself into the ground.
Yeah. But let's hope like Vince don't go into the creative and all that. But I think he will. We all know what's about to happen. Let's just hope he don't mess up WrestleMania at least. Let's see what Triple H WrestleMania will be. Let's just hope that Vince don't, let's just hope that Vince just, don't come into power and blah, blah, blah.
I hope not, man, because things are good and we need him to just stay on the outside. At least stay outside the locker room.
Far away.
Stay outside the locker room.
Please, man.